Our next speaker is Christopher Chavez, and he is a member of the Indian Advisory Panel also. And on your programs, you will see a list of the IAP, as we call ourselves. And we come together quarterly to review the educational programs of the museum to make sure that they're accurate, and if it's a topic that might be sensitive, how it can best be presented. And we also assist in that manner with exhibits. So again, we're here on a quarterly basis, and Christopher is one of our members. And I'm really proud that he's going to be taking part of this. Christopher?
I've been an activist since 1957, and I'm still a professional activist in AIM. We've gone underground, so to speak. We've attempted to go to academic learning. I've been involved in tribal nations throughout the United States as a emergency medicine physician assistant. And now I'm at the University of New Mexico, countering these colonialist attitudes that we have, and that I'm very aggressive in pursuing the things that anthropologists have done to us. One of the things that I do is I go to this Monday night seminar at the Hotel Santa Fe, and I eat anthropologists for lunch. And at this point, I'll get right to the point. When I was talking to the kids at this Feast for the Future, and as we told them we're going to plant for the summer, and one of the kids says, "I don't eat anything that comes from the dirt." And I looked at him and said, in my language, I said, "Where do you think milk comes from?" "Truck." "Where do you think salary and food comes from?" He says, "Supermarkets, like Walmart." And I said, "No, we're going to learn how to do it ourselves." So I'm a member of this Feast for the Future organization sponsored by the Johns Hopkins University. There's, as you can see, this was part of the produce 3 years ago. And I was in Peru. I took 23 college kids down there as a reconnection of the migration process that the Aztecs and the Mayans and the South American natives knew about. And the rest of the world thought it was going to be the end of the world. But it's not. It's a change that Mother Earth has now adopted itself into a middle-aged lady. Father Son has always been there. He's there forever. But Mother Nature, we've been neglecting her, we've been abusing her, so all these things are coming back. In this way, we went to Peru, where we ate what they ate. There were no grocery stores, no supermarkets. What they grew is what they ate. And at that point, I ate a guinea pig. I felt sorry for it because it was sitting like this, so I ate him from the rear forward. and I said to my friends, I said, when they asked me, "How's it taste?" I said, "Just like prairie dog when I was growing up. We ate that." I said, what does prairie dog taste like?" "Chicken." But that was the point that I was trying to make. We ate what they're eating now. Now we're eating sugar stuff and diabetes. Throughout my career in the Indian Health Service, through all the reservations that I worked in emergency medicine, there's a ton of problems with sugar itself. You get the gamut of diseases that comes with it. Anyway, let me get to, this is our symbol that we've done. And the situation here is 3 of the reservations are sponsored. The Tuba City Navajo Nation in Arizona, the White Mountain Apache in Arizona, and the Santo Domingo Pueblo, where I'm involved in this particular study. And these are the health stats that we have. The New Mexico ranks 49th in overall health situation, and 41% New Mexico's children and teens are not exercising regularly. You've seen it in the general public, and food and poverty are very much part of our study with the Bernalillo Public School District, and this is what we come up with in the data. So I'll have this available for you all if you need the information. And this is part of what the land behind the children there is the land that was given to the kids by the public council to go ahead and plant what they can. And you see the watermelon, you see the chili and different crops that we grew, and then we picked that. And our strategy was to teach the kids the native language, the names of the fruits and the vegetables, and the names of the tools and the land and everything that's involved in the agriculture and farming. I personally grew up, I think I was born with a shovel in my hand, because I remember my grandpa telling me to, do different things and we spoke our own language, and all the community men would come for lunch and have lunch with us. These children, some of them speak our language, a majority of them, they're losing the language. And that's what my process is right now, is to readdress how can we reteach the kids through agriculture the language that we have. And this is part of the thing that we do. I put this on a video so that you can see it. We're in a kind of a time situation. I'll show you the little kid that talks about these things. And in school, at the one of the classes, this is what they have a water cheer. And all these things that they say, they all participate in saying they put it together. We didn't put it together. And at the end it says water is life, which is true, very, very true. And then these are the senior citizens from the Senior Citizen Center. They come over, the ladies especially, they pick the chili and they pick the melons and the corn, and we help them, as they help us talk in our language to the kids, to the children. And this is part of my advisory board that I belong to. You can see me in the center over there, and we talk about different issues and how to get things done with this program. And this is the cycle. We copied this through our own calendar seasonal cycle. So all these things that you see here is part of our program. We try to talk to them in our native tongue and then use this cycle here. And then you see here the lady with the sunglasses, she's the director of this program, but she's in Minnesota right now. She's attending one of these programs there. And the children are learning how to plant seeds in those little boxes. And this little girl here is taking some corn off of the plant. And this gentleman is teaching them how to take the seeds out of the different fruits so they can plant them. You can see they're pretty interested in there. And this is our sign that is posted there where you can see the chili and the corn. And at the beginning of the year, I put in 20 rows of peas. And when it came out, I let the kids pick it all. They could take it home, eat it, whatever they wanted. And then we plowed it up, and then we put the corn in, because peas are nutrients for the corn and the chili, and that's how the chili gets tall. And so that's how we cultivate it through our learning native ways. And these are the children that they get involved in doing different things. They were picking earthworms here, and then how do you put the earthworms in the field to make them turn over the soil? And those boys are they're choosing different stems to mark where the seeds go. And the evaluation outcomes for the edible school garden, you can see that our survey has done pretty much what we expected. And the outcomes are right there, self-explanatory. And the kids really like this. We have a garden at the school, and they grow, they bring the seeds in, and we teach them how to plant it, how to manage it. And they take it home, they can put it in their garden, or they can leave it there and grow it there. And this is a process that we were doing at the Photo Voice, and we had a couple of speakers.
I want my community to know that they should go farming more often and see Mother Nature's beauty.
Well, anyway, these are the kids that, and these are the elderly. This gentleman here is pretty much runs the show, and so he brings in the adults and the children together and tells them what it's all about. And the lady there, she picked her yellow chili early, and this lady here, she's about 98 years old, and she comes over and participates in our program. And then this girl is picking some corn, and these are the kids that this lady teaches native language revitalization program, and she's part of my organization. I'm part of the language revitalization program also. So she teaches those kids. And these are from the field what we planted, and this is what we grew. This was last year's produce, and the kids really like doing these kind of things, and I thought I'd share this with you because I'm very much interested in raising our children. I once was one of them, but I ran away from farming. I went to college and became a hippie, and then became a emergency medicine physician, and then went into, then I came home. You know what I do now? Farming. That's exactly what I do. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Christopher, and thank you, Tony and Marie, for sharing. What you've been listening today, this morning, are examples of people in the community who are making a change. A lot has changed in Indian country as a result of the Self-Determination Act, where the government pretty much administered all the programs on the reservations, and because of that act, we've been able to take over our health care and other aspects of our lives, and it's great to see that we're not just taking care of it, we're taking the step forward to make sure that we include our traditional foods and our customs.